Hello everyone. Welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is the Game Week 30 preview, and the big one is here, where the double Game Week and blank Game Week features are confirmed after the FA Cup results. My name is Hafiz, and I'm joined by my co-host Azmin. How are you?
I'm good. Doing my best to tune back into FPL after I don't think we've ever had such a long break where FPL is concerned, because where the international break followed by the FA Cup. So yeah, it's quite an effort to come back into it, but slowly I'm getting there.
Okay, great to back. Like Azmin mentioned, it has been a while. To be exact, it has been nearly 3 weeks before we are going to the Game Week 32 deadline. And maybe we can recap a bit what happened for the past weeks. The international break, so-called, as is over. The last international break before the World Cup is coming in summer. But there are certain important matches happen in terms of World Cup qualifiers. We can know now the 6 nations final from the Europe and also other continent. And then after that, the World Cup teams are confirmed. We already know who will be going to play at the US plus Mexico plus Canada, if I'm right. And then we can also conclude, like as we mentioned, the FA Cup quarterfinals that happened on the 4th and 5th April, which turned out, probably not turn out what is meant to be when coming to the chip strategy later, we can say. But it has been finalized. We already know that City versus Liverpool, City advanced, Chelsea, and then Arsenal lost to Southampton. I think that's the big one, which going to impact the preview for this activity and moving on. And then last but not least, between West Ham and Leeds, probably whichever qualifies still doesn't matter that much, but probably it matters if let's say West Ham do qualify. But Leeds, after coming leading to near the West Ham equalize in the 90th minute, 2 goals, and then end up with the result from the penalty kick. So the FA Cup quarterfinals, before Azmin mentioned, then follow up with this midweek, the Champions League matches, Arsenal, Liverpool resolved. But tomorrow will be the final for the Europa League, where Villa, Forest, and the Crystal Palace involved the Europa Conference League before the deadline of the Game Week 32 and kick off on Friday night with West Ham versus Wolves, the first match.
Yeah, it's been crazy, obviously, with the World Cup results as well. We looked at the ramifications of the World Cup in terms of people who were absent, who did not turn up for their respective squads. I think one of the teams that made a lot of news was Arsenal, who there were so many pullouts. So we all thought that, is this a typical, international break injury? But in the end, turns out that it wasn't just an international break injury, because when Arsenal announced the FA Cup lineup, quite a few of the key players were missing. So Saliba was on the bench, Saka was totally gone from the squad. So yeah, it wasn't as fake as we thought it might be. Yeah, but the results of the FA Cup, yeah. So Liverpool out, Arsenal out. It's quite. Well, Liverpool City, it really was hard to imagine Liverpool getting by City, to be honest, given the current form. To be fair, both teams aren't exactly great, but Liverpool were just in poor form. But of course, the Arsenal Southampton was the biggest surprise, and that is the result that has made us a lot of us scrambling to rethink our strategies, because in most of our possibilities, in most of our predictive scenarios, we did not think that Arsenal would lose to Southampton, right?
Yep. I think that's the big one, which if not, we can see that all the content creators especially will definitely probably in terms of chip strategy will be the one template one, which are cutting in 32, which is this one, bench boost in 33, and then free hit. But now there are some options which we will discuss in more depth later.
Yep.
Right, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait,
Anything else?
I just realized I'm gonna go out because I think my screen has hanged. So you carry on. I'll just
Okay.
rejoin.
Fair. I will read out the results quickly on the recap on Game Week 31 result. Yes, it has been a long year, but I just want to recap in terms of how we did in Game Week 31. So then after that, we can just see what we should be doing in terms of especially, like I discussed with Azmin offline, only 7 matches left of this FPL season. So we definitely want to maximize all the opportunity and try to improve our team despite wherever our rank is. Myself is at 45k right now, and Azmin at 1.45. Right? It doesn't matter where you are right now, you definitely want to end the season well. So for my team, 45k, I think this is the best rank so far this season for myself. I mean, I had never been in this position. Prior to this, probably in the 100k, 70k, 80k. So it's nice with that
Lovely.
64 points. The average points in Game Week 31 was 38 points. And then from here, I think some of the significant one is Captain Bruno Fernandes, and I brought in Wilson and take out, I forgot who, but Wilson got that me 9 points. And then after that, I also need to make move because Haaland are not playing in that week. And then I decided who are the options. TK can be the one. Who else at that junction? Raul could be that one. But I decided to bring in João Pedro. So-called macam thinking that Chelsea going to get result to, with Everton. But in the end, Everton trash Chelsea at Dickinson Stadium 3-0. And João Pedro got the only 2 points. But probably that will be a better pick than consider of EKTK, which sub out early because some injury or not, and only got 1 point. So okay, if that 1 point better, probably yes, 64 points, but not a big one. Other than that, from my team, Kelleher, 9 points. I think came a clean sheet against Leeds United, right? Thiago got out of nowhere that 2 DC points, so he got that 4 points. So I'll take that. Bruno Fernandes still the best options, and he actually got 13 points in Game Week 31. Bomo blank. Dango did not start coming off the bench with 1 pointer. That's really out of the blue. Okay, and Sobo Slice, Defcon Master. I can only say that's why we can get that 3 points. That is my team, man. How about your team? You got 50 points at least?
Yep. So 50 points, it really is the biggest difference is simply my captain, because I going for Chelsea, Palmer, who had a good track record after Everton. Let's face it, no one saw this coming 3-0, getting trashed by Everton. But it does raise into my question in terms of strat. Should I just go for the safe play where times where the captain is concerned, if I want to climb that? Because I ended up on a very small red arrow. So if I had Captain Fernandes, I'd be significantly jumping at the position that I'm at. So that's something I need to consider how I want to strategize for the last 7 weeks that we're at. So Sadisi, Anderson, Konsa delivered. Not much else elsewhere. Sade, who has been a disappointment since I brought him in. I brought in Richarlison, who blanked as well. Thiago, Ekitike, who, as you know, got injured. So not really nothing to shout about. We know that Arsenal and Wolves and City and Palace were all blanked. Who didn't have any match. So I kept Gabriel and Semenyo, and I guess you kept Gabriel and
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Yeah. So now we shape things up to now that the blank match for City is out of the way, we got to start getting ready for that City double that's coming up. So how we go for it, the difference is, of course, that you still have your wild card. I don't. But I have 3 transfers at the moment. So it is possible, because right now I don't have Haaland. If I wanted to get to him, theoretically, I could still get to him without much fuss. So just a question of whether or not I want him. And if I do I want him now or wait till next week? So let's see what happens.
Pretty much
But
that
very
some of
yeah, I mean, so it's a bit disappointing as I went into this long break, but it wasn't that disappointing because it was, you know, I think a couple more points end up being a positive.
Yeah. The difference is definitely your captaining different player. If your captain Bruno, which is the common what people are doing in game week 31, you will be on green. So
Which was quite surprising, which means that your points must have been is considerably really good, because most of people around me captain Fernandez anyway, but still scored around my points, which means which tells me that your point spread is pretty good. So well done.
okay, great. Hopefully we can continue that good form and I think this is in the past we want to focus. I just want to share the landscape after the FA Cup results and until moving on from the 7th fixture. I took this visual from BLANK34, the so-called the guru in terms of FPL planning. Okay, so when we take that, we already know. I just want to lay out what we already know, which is the double game week 33 that will involve 6 teams, not 8 teams. Potentially, that could be the bigger one because as the, like you mentioned, crash out with Southampton. And then what that make is the Arsenal and Newcastle options for double game week are no longer able. So in game week 23, 6 team only, which is who? Man City, Chelsea, Brighton, Burnley, Leeds United, and Bournemouth, because Leeds United won against West Ham. And if let's say West Ham won that FA Cup matches, we will have West Ham and Everton in game 33, but it's not meant to be. Okay, so what will happen? Whoever doubles in 33, they will blank in 34 because the FA Cup semi-final matches will happen that week. So we have to manage the blank game week. They will only have, is it like since I forgot how many matches on that game. It will be a limited one. Okay, and then after that there will be one more matches that has not been scheduled, which is the Man City and Crystal Palace game. And from this Ben Cranley training, we know that likely double 90% will be in game week 36. But there's small chances in 37, but 90% will be in. And probably I think that will be the situation. I mean, this is the lay of the land, 32 until the 38.
Yeah, so this is the problem with City. Well, not to say problem. This is a challenge with City. So now we know that they're doubling in game week 33, but they blank in game week 34. So it just becomes even more. Considering they also have doubles after that in 36-7, it just makes it. It just means that those who are free hitting, it's a very simpler strategy for them, because for free hit 34 makes sense, because with the expensive City players, I don't know if Chelsea players, you know, so at least it clears the way. If you're assuming you have the free hit, of course. For the other issues, when you look at this, is of course in terms of your plans with the chips. So depending on what chips you have left, you know, then the wild card looks very likely to be used. If you have your wild card and free hit, that's where the question of whether you want to do N32 to maximize on that 33 double games. Of course, if you are in that position, a very enviable position of having a lot of players already to face that game week 33, where you don't have to wildcard, so then the option is to wildcard after the free hit, maybe in game week 35, with an intention to, you know, so and then finish it off nicely. TC, I won't talk much about TC because I don't think that's so critical here. But of course, those of us who do have TC, if you're not wildcarding in game week 32 or bench, if you're not bench boosting in 33, maybe you're on TC there for, you know, with the Haaland, it's the obvious option there if you want to. Yeah, but I'm happy that Arsenal got knocked out, because it does make things a bit more interesting and not so straightforward. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. I just want to add on to that, because I've been scouring for information, because I've been looking at all other content creators like the famous one, the Start FPL, FPL Wire, FPL Front, all these top managers, Football Hub, and they are split in terms of chip strategy, which is nice because we can see some will go different way, some will go the obvious way. Probably that would happen. And like Prasit mentioned in FPL Wire, because he's ranked quite low in terms of like yourself in millions. So means that dia kata probably the common will have what people will do. They will cover cut is 32, bench boost is 33, and free hit is 34. But someone chasing there is now opportunity. Probably just play ini and free hit in 33. And then wildcard later and bench boost probably in 36. That could be an option. So we later will have a look at that strategy. And then it's great also, mate, because both of us have different chip. So we will discuss what option, because myself, like you mentioned, I have wildcard, bench boost, and free hit. And like yourself, you already wildcarded, which is you've done before, okay, prior to these weeks and so on, but you still have that triple captain chip, which is like you mentioned, opportunity in the double game weeks, like 33 or possibly 36.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I want to add here is, of course, if you wildcarding later, it kind of reduces. It does, depending on where the league tables are at, but it may be detrimental if some positions might already be decided, by game week 35. For example, if you were with a wild card, for example, let's say Arsenal win all the matches and finish the league on top early, then the wild card may not be so strong and effective. Or it could be, but Arsenal might no longer be a best players to pick, given that they could just rotate as they prepare for, especially if they progress in the Champions League as well. Yeah, then that's when Arsenal players may not be great.
Since you've been touching that strategy, let's jump to that topic.
Okay. Sorry.
Because I think these are the two cheap strategy that common people are looking at, and some pro and cons which I snapshot from Fantasy Football Scout and some other articles to summarize what is the pro and cons. The obvious strategy, if they say that Arsenal FA Cup result win against Southampton, everyone will go this common strategy, which is wildcard now. Fill out all the doublers in game week 33 because we run it. That will be the biggest one. Bench boost in that 33, and then free out in 34 because the team that plays in double in 33 will play in 34. So what's the pros? You set out your squad to maximize the usage of BB doublers in game week 33 because you want to max out, if possible, 15 doublers, something like that. Wildcard close to BB will give best chance to get all your players play, which is important. Because if let's say you wildcard now and then you think about BB in 36, there's really a long way to plan and anything can happen. Allow easy planning for the game week 33 and 34 team in terms of double game week and blank game week. The cons here that people are saying right now, okay, game week 34 now easier to navigate for many years, but I think the most important thing is that the wildcard team in 32 are not so strong because you're feeling Leeds United, Bournemouth player, Man City and Chelsea are playing each other. For Leeds, like they are playing away to United. Later we can have and then Bournemouth playing away to Arsenal, which is not nice. So I think that's the concept people are highlighting, and people are thinking some other strategy like the below one. If your team game week 32 are already strong, why not you just play what you have and free to intensity and fill out the doublers. So that's the pros of that. Many team looks good in game week 32 and Arsenal doubling. Awakening options is the double game week 33 anyway, and easier to target Crystal Palace. And wildcard in 35 because your team are set up for 32 and 34. You have free hit for the doublers, and then you wildcard later in 35 for the last 4 game weeks of the season, 35, 36, 38. Because at that juncture, the information might be different. Probably Arsenal already win the league, so City might rotate his player. That situation can happen. Or you might not want to feel a lot of Arsenal because you're ini kan. And probably the relegation is over, or the top 5 so-called have been decided. So probably that. And I just want to mention, we have not discussed. De Zerbi is already the new Spurs coach, right? So if you're going a wildcard into, you just don't know what that Spurs team will happen. But by 35, you will know whether the Spurs are performing, and you might want some assets for the last 4 games of this season, because they are fighting for relegation better. With West Ham, Leeds, Forest still in the mix. And then you'll be B36, probably because expected double game week for City and Crystal Palace. You load up with the Palace and City assets. But the cost is the uncertainty, okay, and depends on your current squad and number of free transfers. Probably whoever wildcarding now, 32, they will have more better value, because say Haaland, Semenyo, whoever you pick later, probably mahal by the time wildcard 35.
Okay, so looking at that first strategy, another big issue with this WC32 is that there's so many teams who haven't had a competitive game for quite a while. So normally to get back into the spirit of things it's going to be an issue. So that's where those who have FA Cup matches or Champions League matches have a bit of advantage there in terms of getting back ready. But then at the same time, you have teams like Brentford, for example, who has just been chilling and not doing a single thing. So WC32 will leave you exposed to that problem. And the other thing that we can't avoid, which is the point that you mentioned right at the end there about the fixtures for doubling teams are not so strong for game week 32. So essentially, in order to get that bench boost 33, you're sacrificing a bit in game week 32. So that's something whether or not is viable for you. If you don't think it's a sacrifice, you think it's not a problem, then it's fine. On the second strategy, Arsenal doubling really puts a hammer into it, but it's fine. So you're looking at free hit 33, which will be you're basically going up against bench boost 33 versus free hit 33. Yeah, so free hit 33, of course, you'll have an extra week, so you can to get more information about game week 33. And one of the most important things is you'll know the results of the Champions League. Arsenal and Liverpool, and then of course any injuries there, because right now with WC32, the good thing is we want the Manchester City double, so it'll help. So you don't need the Arsenal doubles anymore. But even though Arsenal are still in the Champions League, but at the same time, when you go at free hit 33, you can really, really optimize it depending on what's happened. So I'm not a big fan of bench boosting so late in the game, because when you're late in that game, there's so many risks that you are subject to, because the teams are, depending on the situation where teams are at, and I don't like it. But sometimes if that's where your team is, that's what you'll have to do. So again, it is on a team by team basis. But just always have to remember that towards the end of the season, teams start to experiment or start to take trial, especially
at the beach, right?
Yeah, especially because those whose main objective from the start of the season was to be safe from relegation. So we got to look at that. So we know that teams like Fulham are safe, but are they still motivated? That's something that every one of us have to judge before picking up their players.
Fair. I just want to throw one more strategy that people are also rising up right now is you just fill your 32 team, because so-called like your 32 are good on paper. Then you wildcard in 33, because that will be more powerful in 32, because obviously which player are available in 33 without in doubling, without bench boosting. So you are better equipped It's like the same like free hit 33, I suppose, and they take out the players who are not playing and free hit in 34. And then they BB later in 35 or 36, depending on. So that can also be one strategy, because if they say your team probably great in 32 but not so great in 34, so they decided this can be an option to certain managers. But it's all like here mentioned, the team dependence. Team dependence is very subjective, right? So yeah, I think that's the situation. But I think this would be the common one that people will attack. Whether you in camp A, which is the obvious one, 32, wildcard BB 33 and 34, or you're in the second one, which is free hit 33, 35, and wildcard 35 and 36. But probably we talk about your situation, mate, because you're already wildcarded, right?
Yeah.
So what's in your mind, right? Because
yeah, so it's a case of whether or not I can optimize that bench boost 33 without a wildcard. I do have 3 free transfers to use, so it is actually possible. The thing is, for example, for City, I need to get it will not be as powerful as other teams, to be fair. But for City, I have Semenyo. I can go up to 3, so that's 2 transfers already. Yeah, but definitely you're going against those who have Bournemouth players, these players, Brighton players. So it depends, So, but when I look at the free hit 34, it's just too hard for me to negotiate if I don't use a free hit 34 there. So it does, So it does mean the only way I can equalize a bit at that GAMEWEEK 33, assuming I don't bench boost, is to TC. Yeah. So and save my bench boost for later, like for example in 36, where I'll have more time to plan and slowly get to where a more optimum bench boost. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. The TC option is there in the form of Haaland. Arsenal and Burnley is Arsenal's. It's basically 2 teams from one end of the spectrum.
That's why.
Crazy, yeah. But it is a great option, especially thanks to Liverpool, the FA Cup. Haaland back in form, scoring, putting Liverpool to the sword and helping him to recover in form just in time for the FPL to come back. So yeah, we'll see. Well, let's see how GAMEWEEK 32 is with City.
Let's jump to next one. I mean, probably because you already described that about this strategy, but we can talk more on that later. But if let's say you already know what's your strategy, who are the top players from T6 team if you are thinking to do or doubling or wildcarding, right? So I think these are the options. I think for Man City, I just want to point out, like we know, I mean, they are doubling in 33. They will double again somewhere in 36 or 35. So logically, you need to load up in City players, 3 players. And I can see here, I think this could be obvious one. Mr. Haaland, Semenyo, and O'Reilly, who actually performed. O'Reilly scored 2 goals in Carabao Cup final. Fair, means there's mungkin lucky goal ke ataupun Arsenal are playing defensively or playing negatively. But O'Reilly also assists in that game against Liverpool. Semenyo in the mix to score. I think these are 3 obvious and the strong players right now from Man City squad. Okay, I think that's will be common. But if you want to go differential, I just point out some names on the right side, which is like Chucky. I don't think people will pick that much, but Chucky can give you options because later you can look at some stats of the player. He's cheaper than Semenyo if you can't afford Semenyo, but he can also be a great fun for the last 7 fixture. And if you don't like O'Reilly, Mark Gehi and Nunes can still be an option. And Nunes especially can also contribute clean sheet points and also attacking points. So that's what I believe. So that's for Man City. For Chelsea, I think also can be obvious. Palmer and João Pedro, because that I don't think people can trust defensively for Chelsea, even for Chelsea fans like myself. But I just put there Sanchez if you're thinking you don't know Chalobah, then whoever Cucurella need to trust, then Reece James injury. So if you want a defense, probably Sanchez, but I don't recommend that. But there can be some of the key players for Chelsea. These 3 players Estevao, probably, but his minute would definitely reach. But Pedro Neto is someone that can be consistent and take some corners and set pieces. But yeah, it's a risk. I think that for Man City and Chelsea. For Brighton, well, back of Van Gaal and Verbruggen will be in everyone's radar. But the Gross, the Mitoma, the Hinselwood, also in conversation. I think this an interesting one when we talk about wildcard draft later, because you need to finalize. If you already put Haaland and João Pedro up front, who will be your third striker? So that we between battle between Welbeck and DCL to fit in that place. Okay. For Bournemouth, probably you go for Senesi and Hill because they've gone monster. So far, Tavernier is on set pieces. I don't know if you're open to Groupie Junior, which is really exciting. Bayern has not been performing that well. Leeds United, DCL, Stat probably injured right now, so probably not an option. Same goes for Rodden. But DCL can be an option. And some cheap defense in Leeds, which are not listed here. Burnley, I don't think people will go there. If you want, it can be an option like this. Yeah, players to target.
Well, Burnley, I guess is still option if for the double games. But the thing, because Chelsea are in a bit of a state of flux, so this is a bit of a problem here. We have a couple of players out, and Enzo, not suspended per se, but he's been sanctioned. Yeah, then you have Kuku, Chalobah, who's definitely out. It's affected the squad a bit. Yeah, and of course, there's also a question of who is your number one really, at the moment. The risks are a bit too hard to figure that out. So for O'Reilly, it's so tempting. If those of us who don't have him, if you're on a wild card, it's just so easy to pick him up. And it's an out of position or defender who's scoring goals. What's not to like, So it's if you have less money, then of course you go for Guehi as well. But why not? You could technically go for Haaland, O'Reilly, and Guehi. So the question of Haaland, it's hard to resist him now, given he's done well. I don't have him, for example, so I don't plan to get him in. I might wait a week and just see what happens this week before I decide where to go to find the funds to get Haaland. So a question for you, I ask you back, my dear co-host. Based on the key players here, how many players do you have at the moment?
On my current squad, right? Okay.
Yes.
I for Man City, I only have one, and it's not in the form of Haaland or Semenyo. It's
O'Reilly. Lagi?
Okay. I have João Pedro because I bring in GW33. No Palmer. Who else here? No Brighton players. I don't think I have Bournemouth players. Yeah. No Leeds United. Burnley in the form of Dubravka.
Yeah. So Dubravka, Pedro, Haaland. O'Reilly. Is it?
Yeah.
O'Reilly. So 3 only. Yeah. So I have Semenyo, Palmer, Senesi, and Dubravka 4. So not much difference there. So just bearing in mind, just now I mentioned how O'Reilly is hard to resist. Let's say I max up, go Haaland on O'Reilly now, which leaves me one more player to get, and one more player. So it becomes it's just the case. Yes, they double, but you need to decide whether or not the matches are worth it for you to bring in and doubling. And of course, with a wild card, it's easy because those who don't may have to start considering whether a hit is worth it. But whatever the case, you still have to plan long term because once you wild card, that's it. And we know that Chelsea's matches aren't that great either, for example, and Chelsea's form isn't that great either at the moment. So how you want to balance, and at the same time, it's a wild card, so there's no Arsenal players. So you need to later on plan to bring Arsenal players in. Where's your space? You have to look into that as well. Liverpool not here, too bad. In a way, it's a blessing, given where they at. So yeah, I like Tavernier is also hard to resist, simply because he's taking everything at the moment. Yeah, and at the same time, you have Leeds who have a realistic chance of surviving, so they're gonna still go all out. DCL is a nice option as well. I don't know about the differential players. Really, there's
Okay,
nothing.
understand.
Yeah, there's no real in terms of the differential players. There's no one who really sticks out for me as a long-term pick for a wild card. Yeah, Anthony, you might make a case for Anthony, but still Burnley is so hard. Yeah, so I would stick if you were wildcarding, maybe one differential player from this list. The rest should all be key players.
Yeah. I think you will invest money because City and Chelsea will definitely have the higher prices player in terms of the league. And you can get that cheapies from Brighton, Bournemouth, Leeds. That's where you fill out your team with the
Kopi Junior.
Krupi Junior, yeah. Kalau nak remind GAMEWEEK31, Krupi Junior and Raul Jimenez coming off the bench and made more points than João Pedro 80k and even who? Right. 5 points.
So, yeah. Can't buy that one. So annoying.
Okay, we'll discuss that. We can go through to justify this player. I have like stats from robtFPL and Solo Analytics to see to justify this player. Let's maybe take some quick look at least the City one. Obvious ke Haaland Semenyo already? This is the stats for the past two game weeks, like I mentioned from robtFPL and also the portfolio. We have here points per start for the last 12, XG90, XA, and also DC points. So easily, I think in terms of points per start, justified already 6.1 and Semenyo clearly up front. Even Haaland lagi below this from these two players. So justify that. In terms of XG, Semenyo 0.37, the highest with Haaland at 0.36. And then slightly after that, Orly at 0.24, maybe Mamush. But Mamush is minute rich, right? Dekat tengah-tengah ni, all the minutes there, right? Yeah. So you can see there who have been recording minutes, better minutes, right? So Mamush, you can see 1 minute, 45 minutes, so we just cannot trust that guy. Semenyo is 90 minutes, 87, 74. Yeah, probably he has more minutes before, but he still can be an accident. For DC points here, if you're looking at like, okay lah, nak cari player who Rodrigo is the surprise one at 6.3 if you want to, because he can get you that DC points consistent more, at least for the past 12 weeks. But already Semenyo and Haaland is a standout. I don't think.
Yeah. I think it's
probably, I mean, a case for Turkey, his SA is the best. He has more potential assists at 0.35 than the rest.
Chucky, well, there's an argument that he's the best fodder for Haaland. But you know, and then if you remember, Foden at one point was on fire. Now he's not even making the squad, so it's a bit of a question there. But yeah, Semenyo doesn't look like he's going to lose his place anytime soon, and O'Reilly also. So you want to look at alternatives, and the only question, of course, Haaland hasn't got that same amount of points in the past 12 years compared to O'Reilly and Semenyo. So, but on the basis of historical data alone, you can't justify having Haaland in, especially considering the price he's at. But again, and I hate to sound like a broken record here, but you know, once he breaks the thing, he can go on the streak, and he has broken it. So, and just remember, we mentioned earlier that no Champions League to worry about. You know, they just gonna go on the hair.
Yeah. So I think obvious one. I don't think you need to overthink. That's all. Unless you want to go different panty, you don't want to go Semenyo because everyone gonna have him. His ownership is definitely high. You go for Chucky and cheaper. So that's all I can say.
I can't see myself differential. If I do go for the 3 ones, it'll be Haaland and O'Reilly and Semenyo lah, who I already have. Okay.
Next one, Chelsea. In terms of points per start, João Pedro for the past 2 game weeks is the highest at 8.3. Minutes are also excellent, 90, 85, 97 to 8. You can see there. And then after that, 5.7 Palmer. And he has been recording better minutes now, man. 86, 85, 90, 90. So I think you can trust him. And Palmer looks like that he has like struck off his so-called injury. Probably we can trust him now. And after getting that captain armband with Enzo suspension, internal suspension so-called. So probably Palmer is in terms of it. And for XG per 90, Job is still top at 0.71. XA there who stand out 0.24 Enzo, but he's a risk, right? Neto 0.22, not much from the rest, Palmer, but we still trust Palmer have those dead ball kicks and also penalty, right? But in terms of DC point there, I'm surprised to see Fofana at 10.6 because the rest you cannot. Chalobah at 9.5, but he has been missing matches, right? Especially the last one. So Fofana minutes, I'm not too sure. So I think this, in terms of Chelsea, I think, yeah, clearly João Pedro, you need to have him, and then probably Palmer.
Yeah, it's just the disruption to. I have Palmer, but the disruption just seems to be not great for Chelsea's prospects as a whole. Also, the fixtures as moving in. So Enzo is out. I don't know how long. We still don't know how long he's going to be out for. Maybe it'll just be one match to teach him a lesson. Hopefully, we'll see. We will. The thing is, we'll get to know that in game week 32. After game week 32, then will they announce or no? He's learned his lesson. He'll come back up. We don't know, but we'll find out. Chalobah out. James out. If I wanted to punt, and if you go back to that differential picks, can you just go back to differential picks, just a quick one? Because I do wonder for Chelsea, it wasn't listed here. With the Gusto, we know Gusto has the ability to score goals, and he does play further forward, and it does look like he's gonna nail the starts. So is Gusto? You can go back to the thing again with the Gusto, as a potential out of. I mean, especially for those who are on wildcard, it's easier to consider. Let's bring him in and put him in. It's low risk and potentially high returns if he goes on tear, because he has been known to be able to do that. Yeah, so anyway, that's the only point I wanted to make. I still don't believe in Garnacho, for example. So
yeah. So but you see that Gusto minutes, can I trust him? 75, 45, 45? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a huge punt, but a low risk one.
Okay, fair. I think some of wildcard round also have him. As far he's at 4.95 million, so it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
So I think you can go there. People are not talking about Casado, okay, but he's a 90-minute man for Chelsea. DC points almost 12 there, if you are looking at it, and 5.7.
Yeah, the incredible thing about Caicedo, if you remember, in the first 12 games or so, he was scoring the other week. Yeah. So will that happen? Yeah, could that happen again? But again, it's another punt. So remember, just now I was saying, wildcard you can have 1 or 2 punts. Yeah, so just a limited number of punts. This could be one of them. Especially just now we were talking about Chelsea not being great. Why spend so much on Palmer when you probably get some output from Caicedo and spend your money elsewhere if you're not confident of Chelsea's chances. So yeah. Thanks. I'll definitely think about that one.
Right, Chelsea. Who else we have here? Brighton. Okay, who selection? The common one is Verbruggen, Van Hatten. So probably we look at Van Hatten is consistently for the past 2 game week. He's a 90 minutes man for Brighton. He has been recording 10 DC points consistently. So if you're putting him on bench boost, kalau dia main 2 game, no clean sheet katakanlah, right? 4 points, 3 points easily you can get for 1 game and 6 points. I'll take that, right? If you give upfront. So I don't mind that. Yeah. So Van Hag there. Points per start who are top, not that much, but well back there, 5.4. His minutes like yeah, 18, 90 minutes, yeah, but certain minutes only. And in double game weeks, probably well back could play, not play full for 90 minutes, but you get like 60, 30, probably you can. And but Brighton have excellent entry point this game week 32 if you're wildcarding, they're playing away to Burnley. So I think that can be something entice if you think about wildcarding in 32. Yeah. What else in terms of XG? Yes, still well back. XA, who are that 0.22. Mitoma at 6.1. Yeah, we know what Mitoma capable of. We just want to make sure he's fit to play all these minutes, which is for the past 3 game weeks. So, but I just want to point out, Dang suspended for 2 games, which is starting in 32, right? So, would that matters in terms of clean sheets? Possibly.
Who's suspended, sorry? Dang.
Dang, 2
Oh, I
games.
didn't miss that. Ooh. I mean, he's
Would
no
that-
longer a good FPL asset, but his absence could really,
Yeah,
could because he's key. He's captain to organizing that back. So,
yeah. And people talk about Gross. He could be on penalty if let's say Welbeck not around, or probably Builder. But he's a 90 minutes man there, and I see some stats he's also taking corners for Brighton. So I think he's excellent at 5.5.
I'll take it. And he's a local hero as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of say top 3 Brighton players, would you go like the likes of Van Hag?
Honestly, the only person I've been looking at is at this stage is Welbeck. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know he has his minutes haven't been as great, but he is the one who is most likely to
Yeah.
return in terms of
I
goal
agree.
scoring.
I agree on that.
Yeah, so definitely
Let me take a quick look in terms of that Welbeck, at least recent one. I don't have points here, right? No. Welbeck 6.2. Or the last game is against Liverpool, 12 points. 2-1-9 against Forest for the last 4. So still not bad, right?
pretty decent, right? Yeah. It hurts lah, Liverpool, right? That's why I remember so well. So yeah, so Welbeck, yeah, definitely Welbeck's. I think it's very decent.
So and then you can pick those chippies at the back.
And he's one of those players who this break period will have been an amazing benefit for him. It's perfect for him, this kind of long rest. So he'll be coming up, he'll be flaring, he'll be ready.
Right. Great. Next is Bertman, but I think the obvious one, people will go more defense and attack because you don't trust Emerson, Krupi Jr. Like you mentioned, Tavernier, he's on set piece. He's a 90 minutes man. After that, returning back in game week 27, 10 minutes. And after that, 81, 90. So I think you can go over there. The rest is punch. Scott ke, Adli ke, even Ryan, right? This minute also.
Hey.
Points per start, Adli there, 6.0. If you want to go punt, I think you can go there. Or save one Scott. Scott also has been recording consistent DC points, so that could be a plus point at 5.0, right? So you can go there. But Hill and Senesi is obvious. They can lock easily on DC points.
I didn't know Hill had overtaken Senesi, so wow, quite impressive. Hill, Trafford, Senesi all have played 12 games each and 4.7, 4.8, 5.0, remarkably consistent, of course. And Hill is equal to Senesi in terms of DC points. So Hill is cheaper by a bit. So yeah, definitely.
By 1 million, I mean, Senesi 5.1 now, Hill 4.2.
Yeah, a whole 1 million, almost 1 million. So if you were late getting Senesi, or you know how much he raised in price at the start during the first half of the season, so Hill could be your go-to.
Yep. So I guess you go those cheapies and fill out ni and get one. The common one will be Tavernier, but unless you want to go others, I don't know if you have like sentimental value from Krupi Junior has been getting you
No,
points. You can go there.
they're just too inconsistent for me. Yeah, Tavernier is a lock-in, so and his price makes it so much affordable. So yeah, if I want to go for Bournemouth player, Tavernier will be it.
Leeds United, at least we want to talk about the fillers, right? Points per start, Bijol there, okay. I think this has been getting attraction from FPL managers at 3.9. I'm not sure whether to trust him or not because I think Rodden can come in. I'm not sure what he's doing. Justin, but this what people are talking. Stretch at 4.3 has been good and also been producing consistent DC points there. 10.3 you can see there, so you can trust Stretch playing 90 minutes. Visual higher 30.8, yeah, but still subject in terms of minutes. But 3.9, how would you not marah if let's say? I think Stark is the one people are looking at, but if he's injured, can I just knee? I think this is I watched FPL Banger podcast and Siva they mentioned about Ampadu. So I just look at here, Ampadu, the captain of Leeds United, right? 90 minutes man,
Yeah.
is considered producing DC points at 12.2, right? So he can be.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to get excited about Leeds given the situation. But of course, the plus point, they are also fighting to survive as well. So that will always help. If I was, for me, the one player I look at is Stark in midfield. DCL has digressed back again to his standard norm, I guess.
But he's
So-
still a 90 minutes man, man. Oh, I think
Yeah,
not
but
the
he's
five
still
minutes,
90
right?
minutes. He's very much trusted to lead the line. I just feel I need a bit more avenue to points in terms, and Stack is the one that pops up to me. But even Rodon at cheap, he has scored goals before. Rare lah, but it has happened. So, but just not attractive enough.
Fair. But what people will go is Dalo as a second keeper and bench boost 3.9. So you get rid of Dubravka. I don't think people will get Dubravka if you Dalo an option. And Leeds are a better team. And then go the defense. You pick one or two. And common one, people will go for DCL because in game week 33, they have excellent fixture. Wolf and Bournemouth, if I'm right.
Yeah, so
and DCL will be on penalty.
Yeah, so this is why we're looking at. Having said that, Wolves, I don't know, they seem to be playing much better, and Bournemouth are always tough as well. So,
right?
I can't see it lah.
Right. And last, Burnley. Do we want to go and see Burnley?
It's pretty much Dubravka or bust. I know Anthony has had some goal scoring efforts in the past, or even Fleming, but the inconsistency and just unpredictability just makes it hard for us to.
I don't think people will go anybody unless.
Oh, there you go. Anthony and Fleming are the top point scorers, right? Yeah.
Like I mentioned, Steve mungkin ada potensi higher into DC points. It's 9.6, okay. Tapi he's at 3.9. So you go Bijol or someone else from Leeds United. So, yeah. I think that's what people will do.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the stats from me. We already almost 1 hour mark ni. Okay, let's go. What else we want to discuss? Chip strategy dah, ni apa lagi ya? Probably jump to the game week 32 fixture.
Let's go to the game week. Yeah.
Okay, game week 32 fixture, like if let's say we work ada, kenapa orang missing on this Thursday? Because Chelsea and Man City, I think this is the biggest match, the prime match for this game week 32. They'll play on Sunday by early kickoff. The deadline will be at 1:30 AM Malaysian time. West Ham will also play on Friday night 3 AM. Then on Saturday, we have Arsenal versus Bournemouth at the early kickoff at 7:30 PM. So if you can catch that match, will be great. Brentford versus Everton. I think this is an interesting match, because Brentford and Everton are playing for the European spot and they are at 7 and 8 place, if I'm right. Let me have a quick look. 7 and 8.
Yep.
And possibly, if Liverpool and Chelsea, like our team, continue to fumble, they could easily sneak in for Champions League spot.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put it past, especially Brentford, because they have been playing really well under the new manager. Totally, I think that hardly anyone thought that they would be in this position, having lost
Yeah,
some key
yeah,
members of the
yeah.
squad last season. So credit to the manager.
It's
Yeah,
Andrews, yeah, manager for
he's done
Brentford
well.
right now.
Great start.
And,
Hopefully he pushes on next
and,
season.
and you know, nasib tak baik for his former manager, Thomas Frank, is no longer in the job at Spurs, right? So, yeah, we got Burnley and Brighton. I think that could be the money ball game, even though away match for Brighton. We have Liverpool versus Fulham in the midnight game, and then we have on Sunday Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. After that, it can be a good match. Forest versus Villa, they are fighting for relegation, but Villa also want to lock at fifth spot, right? So it'll be a great match. Sunderland versus Spurs, first match for the Zerbi. Let's see what he can do with the current squad, where the ego to the Thomas Frank fails. Okay, and then on Monday night, United versus Leeds. So if you have Leeds players playing, no, people will definitely have Bruno, right? So, okay, fair. United versus Leeds will be on Monday night. So, yeah, this is the matches. This is why people are scared of Wakadi, because Bournemouth playing away to Arsenal.
Yeah.
We have Chelsea vs City playing each other, and then Leeds playing away to United. If you're feeling
Exactly. Yeah, got Chelsea, City. So it's not great. It's not great at all. So you're banking on sacrificing a bit from this week to move to next week. So unless Brighton, unless you top up, you go all three on Brighton. But City, you want to go all three on City here, especially if you're wildcarding. Yeah, you could argue that for this one, not so bad, because Chelsea are in a state of flux. So you could argue that City is great, but are you going to go on Chelsea assets knowing that Chelsea also double as well? So that's your dilemma that we need to face. Arsenal Bournemouth, that's a potential upset on the cards there. I don't know. Arsenal, of course, are distracted by the Champions League, of course, but they did manage to secure a win.
Yeah.
In the first leg. Yeah, but Bournemouth
away some more, right?
And they will be at home to Bournemouth, but we know Bournemouth are made of stern stuff these days. So yeah, even Bournemouth are another of those teams who, despite losing quite a few members of the squad, but they, especially Semenyo, losing Mr. Menyo in mid-season, but they haven't suffered too badly. So yeah, but I'd be interested to see that Brentford Everton match. I think that's a great match to watch. It sets it up for a non-FPL perspective. Yeah.
Let's go look at a quick on projected goals, score and clean sheet out before we go to our team main. Okay. Yeah. If let's say we worry who are going to score a lot of goals this week anyway, so we shall see. On top is Arsenal 2.15 against Bournemouth there. Okay. Then after that, Liverpool 2.11 against Fulham. Okay. Then after that, United against Leeds. United against Leeds United at 1.93. Then the rest will be Brighton at 1.8 away to Burnley, like mentioned, City 1.77 away to Chelsea. And then to an extent, West Ham 1.66 to Wolves. Okay, but the top there, expected 2 goals to score, is Liverpool and Arsenal. Clean sheet odds, the highest will be Arsenal. I don't think it's a surprise. They are the best defense in this division anyway. 36% United to keep clean sheet against Leeds United. Okay, that's the second one. Then after that, tied up, West Ham clean sheet out against Wolves, and also Brighton to keep clean sheet against Burnley away. And then after that, Brentford. And I just want to point out, Brentford Everton, you can see the big KG there. They are closely, they are expected to draw in that game. I can see that. So, yeah, this is the projected goals and clean sheet odds,
Okay, you mentioned Brentford Everton KG. You want to see a KG one? KGO one? Okay, no interest for FPL, but look at Forest versus Villa. It's exactly the same.
Oh.
27 is crazy. But of course, we're not considering players from there. Arsenal 2.15, that's ridiculous. I don't subscribe in that at all. Bournemouth are definitely better. CS, sure. I'll take the CS at 39%, but not in terms of attack. Liverpool, of course, they are hurting a bit. But I also think that's overstated. Liverpool have shown they're having problems scoring. And Salah will be back for this one. By the way, he didn't start at all for the Champions League this leg. He was rested. So he'll play, but whether or not he playing or not makes any much difference these days. That's that's the question. And I doubt we're gonna wild card into a Salah. So then you have Chelsea. So it is down to that Chelsea City game. If you feel confident City will trash Chelsea, then shouldn't be a problem wild carding. And I guess there's also the issue of the captaincy to consider. Where the captaincy to consider, that Manchester United match is staring at us, right? Bruno Fernandes or no, 1.93 is better than. I think it's the best. It's the most accurate prediction compared to Arsenal's 2.15 and even Liverpool 2.11. Yeah, I like Manchester United's chances there, and plus morale is high in that club, so they're liking it, wanting to qualify for the Champions League back.
Yeah. Probably, if let's say we talk about captaincy pick, I think we still go for the Mr. Reliable if you have Bruno Fernandes. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been guilty of not going for him, but it's hard for me not to go for him this week. So I'll probably just.
Can we make case for Haaland against away to Chelsea? Possibly, because Chelsea also has not been great. I can tell you that. So Haaland on form, and both of us do not have Haaland, right? So
yes.
So are we scared if we do not have Haaland this week?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I got Semenyo. He'll do it. I don't know if because I mentioned to you how I don't have a wild card, but I had 3 transfers. So I may slowly bring people in, and I think if I wanted to bring someone in, a City player in now for game week 32, it'd be O'Reilly rather than Haaland. Yeah, I just like O'Reilly's chances more. And for the price, of course.
All right. Okay, great. So captaincy pick all the way, Bruno, and no other option.
I can't see any at the moment.
Can we trust Bowen against Wolves at home? They need results.
Yeah, you could, but no, I'd still go for. I'll still go for Bruno.
I still don't trust West Ham, even though people are favoring Bowen against Wolves. On paper, looks great, right? But Wolves, it can be tricky, even though you expect them to go down.
Definitely.
All right, let's go to our team main. Probably I go to my team first.
Yep.
Which is, the question is, what are you going to do, right, this week? So I already used my triple captain in game week 25 somewhere where I triple captain Gabriel. Yeah, I can say that. Okay, but on paper, you see, this team are not bad, right? Most of my teams here are at home. Kelleher playing at home. I have Liverpool asset playing at home against Fulham. I have Gabriel, the only asset. I think no more yellow flag because Gabriel played against Sporting Lisbon, right? So I think he's fine. Alderete, or I could actually get O'Reilly in for Chelsea, so that can be possible. Soboslai, Bruno Fernandes, Dango, Wilson to Liverpool, so I don't think it's bad. Bomo, João Pedro, and Thiago. But yalah, you dah the defense, then you play Wilson macam tak kena, right? But yeah,
Virgil score, Wilson score, settle.
Mane still stuck in my team since my last wildcard, I suppose. Okay, so in the bank 9 million, I have 2 free transfer. I have options here. Do I want to wildcard? I think I want to take advantage on double GW33. But after a lot of people saying about opportunity to free hit in 33 and then wildcard later, I'm still open to that idea. But after hearing all thoughts, even big man Baka also, I think there is opportunity to go big in double game week 33 with doubles, right? So probably I will take that punch, okay, and go for it because some managers will go different. So we shall see. And at this juncture, probably I'll go weaker teams in game week 32 and then take advantage of that 33.
Yeah.
So I think that is in my mind right now, but I still haven't activated. Yeah, that I can tell you.
So your chances of activity wildcard about 70%?
I think so, mate. I think so. I will not be on fence. I think I'm more leaning to wildcard, even though there's a lot of noise about that. But
all the noise stems from the fact that Arsenal didn't progress in the FA Cup. Really. So, but it has given birth to a lot of different possibilities and strategies, which is great for the game.
So I just show my wildcard team because I can tell you my team value are not high, so I cannot easily afford a lot of big players, so called. But I think I will fit that 3 Man City players. I think obvious one. So I go Haaland, Semenyo, and O'Reilly. I will have Palmer and João Pedro in my team. I will load up in terms of Brighton players, which is here, Verbruggen, Van Heck, and Gross right now. I have Strike, DCL, and also Dalot in Leeds United. I have Hill there, is it? And Tavernier, but I still short 0.2 million. I have Gabriel and Bruno as single game week weakers, but after hearing all other ni, I do feel if let's say I want to really take advantage of double game week, I should get another double game week players and just maintain Bruno. So Gabriel could be out from my team and get the likes of Hill, right? I have Senesi, sorry. And then I have more money. And I am interested to get Welbeck in sebenarnya this week. They're playing Burnley, you want to get it. And DCS is someone that I don't really trust. But at that 5th spot midfield, because Start injured, so I don't know which road I'm going to go for Leeds United. Ampadu could be an option, but I can't see anyone else. I'm not too sure. What do you think, mate? Huh?
I definitely think you're Welbeck over Calvert-Lewin anytime. And yeah, I think it's definitely definitely.
I think this will be template anyway.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Wildcat will be having a lot of these players.
With or without Welbeck?
That is where the room different will be. People leaning towards DCL, I'm leaning towards Welbeck.
Yeah, so you got Palmer, Fernandez, Semenyo, Tavernier. Yeah, that's Haaland and Pedro. I'm not so sure, but O'Reilly, Gabriel, yeah, Verbruggen, of course, and Van Heck. I get it does definitely make sense in terms of the wild card. Of course, in your case, if you do go for Welbeck, you'll have to sacrifice one of your Brighton players. Yeah, so that's
which is Gross lah.
Which would be Gross, yes.
Yeah,
and then
which I don't mind. Tapi who to fill that spot? Which that will be the question.
Because if you do that wild card 22 with the intention of bench boosting in 33, then you need a player there, a playing player there. And so yeah, other than that, yeah, good luck. I think the wildcard team looks good. To be fair.
Yang best you mean? For the past week, there's not much of price rises. Right? There is none, right? So means that but I don't think that much. I think AKTK price down, but not so much rise. So means that in the world of FPL right now, people are still waving to wildcard or not, because that's why people are not rising.
Semua cuti lah. Semua.
Okay. Baru nak pick up and get into the groove lah.
Kita ni at least thanks to you, you're managed to drag myself to actually do some studying, work on it. But I'm sure there are those who haven't even given a toss, haven't even looked at a thing yet.
Okay, fair.
So that will happen soon, and we'll suddenly see price.
Soon means it need to be tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the deadline. Friday, right? Tomorrow.
Oh my God! Wait a sec.
Yeah.
Is it a Friday night deadline?
Yeah. Like I told you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So,
Oh dear
memang,
God. Okay. I need to
memang
do
you need to speed up. Get into the groove sooner. Right. Okay.
something.
Let's go to your team.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Just, oh dear God, Friday then. Okay. Well, if guys, if you those of you watching, if you like me, let's get to it. I did for some reason it didn't catch me at all. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Then I can. Let's do this.
Okay. You have 3.6 million in the bank and 3 free transfer in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So for me, it really is a case of we don't want to bring. I don't know what this case with IKTK Richarlison, but I do think I want to bring in Welbeck. Evan Thiago is definitely someone I'll be keeping. And the question is, I need to strategize on how I want to go about to get Haaland if I do go for him, because at the moment I don't have a clear sight. Most likely it'll be IKTK going to get in Haaland, but I need to fund it elsewhere because I already have Bruno Fernandes and Palmer, who cost quite a bit. So how I do that is going to be the question lah. But I do have time, so and I really don't think this is the week I want to bring him in. So it could be for But Senesi is there, but I don't have much new. I got Chaloba there who I can sell and probably bring in O'Reilly, I guess. But
You still have BB, right? So when you're going to bench boost, you're not into 33, right?
I don't think so. I might TC instead in GAMEWEEK33. Yeah. So most likely I'll do one transfer now. It could be for either O'Reilly or Welbeck. That leaves me with 3 transfers and where I will arrange depending on hopefully Palmer or Fernandes gets injured, then it becomes easy for me. Especially Fernandes. I love it if Fernandes gets injured. Too bad you guys, the rest of you. But I think it'll make it nicely for me. But I'll have to wait and see in terms of that. But for now, the plan is to just do one transfer, which is either for O'Reilly or Welbeck.
Okay, fair. I think you need to think about your strategy because, like you mentioned, you do not have wildcard, so you need to tackle the double game week next week.
Yes.
And blank subsequent to that. So means that I think what people are mentioning, if let's say you do if you do not have a wildcard, what you need to do is see your team. Where's the best? If let's say you have a lot of players who play in double game week 33, say, then you free hit on that week 34. But if let's say your team more set up in 34, then you free hit in 33. That's what. So you just need to see which player, and I can see that you have say at this juncture you have only Palmer and Senesi and Semenyo. I forgot about Semenyo. That doubles, and you can count Dubravka. So probably if you want to start loading up double game player, then you free hit in 34 because you are handling that transfer in that game. But if they say your team must set up for 34, which you're currently in not totally in, so you can still wear.
But 34 is a free hit. It's looking very strongly like just a free hit, so I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, all right. Fair. So you load up for the double game week 33, which is right.
So Tavernier is also another one I have to look at,
Yeah.
If
the Palmer, the Velvet, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
that will be your strategy, man.
Yeah. I'm so happy I got 3.6 million in my bank. It does help make it a bit more viable,
Right. Great. I think I don't have any further comment because your team is well set up, whichever you feel is right. If you want to do 33 or 34.
Yep. Oh, thank God! Considering now I know the deadline is not too far away. Thanks, well done, me. So I'm definitely.
It's great that we are streaming today. Okay.
Yes. After
Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look in terms of the FPL Jedi League currently. 7 game week more, but we can see here GW33 Hisham is on top right now. He scored 67 points last week, and the total points is at 18-1. So you can see his team. He has Gordon, Bruno captain. So he has Gordon Wilson there. He has Raul Jimenez getting 5 points, which is better than AKTK, which is on the bench. Okay, Anderson for Tiao is the so-called people that want to get him. I think he did not start right in mine, and then yellow carded, is it? That's why he got 0 points. And he scored a goal, but then after that, ruled it out. So bad luck for him. So, but I think I'm not sure about what he's gonna do. His team not so set up for 32. Probably he'll wildcard. Okay.
Yep.
So, any comment, mate, on GW33 team?
Well, I can't see the team very well. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Fair.
But it's quite close, lah. 10 points away from first and second. Yourself. So will we be seeing you at the top by the end of next game week?
Let's see. I think it's crucial. This week is crucial. We don't know what people were gonna do. They can go different strategy. I might go wildcard or not, but I'm leaning to that. It will be wild and chaos for the next 7 games for sure.
To be fair, we don't know what the guy is gonna do, whether he's gonna activate a wild card, or not, or whether he's already used that wild card. We haven't really looked.
We need to know. But I don't want to look at people team because I need to focus on my team.
Ultimately, your strategy should be based on your team and not based on what other people are doing. Right.
Give shout out to the rest of the top 10 team. I'm at second, 10 points away, like Azmin mentioned. The Agent Dragon at third place right now. Voodoo FC at fourth. 1, 2, 3 go at fifth. Beta at sixth, drop out to that. S11 Yara Ryan FC, Skynet at 9, and FPL Joe Champion back in the top 10. And may I remind you, if I'm right, Azmin, you did mention whoever win FPL Jedi League this season will get a Lego thing from you, right?
Yes, that's right. Lego set.
So let's remind everyone on that.
Lego set. That's me. Lego. Not that Lego, but some other Lego. So yeah.
All right. We come to the end of the stream, man. What's your last word?
Well, if you haven't, get in the zone like me, then now's the time. You've got about 24 hours and a bit. 27 hours, 28 hours. Yeah, remember there was also I think the time zone also moved during the break. So yeah, be careful, and Friday night deadline, and good luck. A lot of team news by the end of today or tomorrow.
Yep.
So all the best. There'll be a lot to digest in the next couple of days, so make sure you.
The team news tomorrow will be a crucial one because there's some decision that we want to hear from the manager, especially. Hopefully they tell us what the condition of the players, right? So we want to understand. And good luck to everyone because the cheap strategy are open right now. Depending on your team, you could wildcard in 32. If you feel your team is strong 32, then play your team and wildcard or free hit in 33 and take that double game week in incoming week. So from us in FPL Jedi Show, myself and Azmin, wishing you all the best of luck. We still in the Raya mode, open house week, right, man? The week. So really, the Friday deadline can be a blessing because then you can focus on Saturday and Sunday on your activities, right? So finalize your team, finalize what you're going to do for it because this is the running. This is the business end of FPL season 2023. Until then, see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.